LCG crawlers. Some people call them cheater rigs. But what are they? In this video, you're going to find out. Check it out. All right, guys, welcome back. LCG rigs. What the heck does that mean? So the easiest explanation is LCG, low center of gravity. They are built to perform, right? Scale looks are not really in the ballpark. You could do hard bodies and stuff, and I've seen that done. But ultimately, they are made for the best performance that you can get. So past videos, I've been showing my Bully 2, which is my 2.2 comp rig. And that is probably, I haven't tested it yet. I'm going out this weekend, so I'm not sure. But I'm going to say that is going to perform better than this. That's not to say these are not good. So I have two here on my bench. These are both from Negative G, which is a small shop. And they make these chassis kits for basically kits with portal axles. So this here is based on a TRX4, Traxxas TRX4 axle setup. This one here that you can't really see right now, this is based on the Axial Capra. So, and then he has another one that is based on the Axial SEX10 3 axles, or there's a conversion kit and you can do the new Vanquish Phoenix, I think they're F10s, the portals, the plastic portals. So those are his three main kits, and you can do basically 4 different axle setups between those 3 kits. Now, I will say, I'll have a link in the description to his website. I have to say that you cannot buy, as far as I'm aware, you can't buy a chassis kit, like this is for Traxxas, and do the Capra axles or the Vanquish axles. And that's because there's some finer details on setup of these where your, excuse me, your linkages, not linkages, but your pan hard mount might be in a different spot, or the body mount might be a little different. So just keep that in mind. You have to get the kit for your specific axle set. If you get the TRX set and you want to use SEX10 3 axles, it's probably not going to work. Jess is the owner, I believe, of Negative G, and he can, if he sees this, he can confirm in the comments. But I kind of want to just go over how this is set up. So this thing has been performing really, really well. I'm going to have some footage on here while I'll talk to you guys. Dude, I am super, super impressed with this stuff. I really like scale. I used to build a lot of like Trailfinder 2s and custom built trucks for scale. Hard bodies, interiors, people, drivers, scale parts, things like that. There's just something about going out with friends with these types of rigs and basically seeing who can do the craziest lines. And okay, your truck can do this, can my truck do that? And when it can't do that, going back and kind of going to the drawing board and going, okay, what do I need to change to fix this? So we got a J Concepts creep body. As I said, this is the TRX4 based build. I did not use axles from the Bronco, Defender, what else do they have out? The Blazer, I think, and I think that's it. These are TRX4 Sport axles, and the reason I use them is I didn't need lockers. The axle is going to be locked the whole time. That's what I needed. So J Concepts creep body. And now we get to the goodies. So his setup is very cool. He's got a forward motor mount into a custom transmission, and then your drive shafts go out to your axles. All of them are built on pan hard mounts, so you're not 4-linking anything. You have a 3-link up front and a 4-link in the rear. I'm using Hobbywing Fusions in all of mine. I have the Fusion Pro. I love them. They are phenomenal. They get rid of a speed control. I don't have to worry about mounting that somewhere else. I just really like it, and I like the crawlability of it too, and it's got plenty of power. So my setup, I'm using Jess's, this is the TC V1 kit. I'm using DravTech short shocks, which I believe are about 96 millimeter eye to eye. The only change I've made is up front. I've actually cut about 3 millimeters off of the ball end. This is a Traxxas ball end. I can pull this down, I think, and let me kind of show you. So I cut about 3 millimeters off of these. Actually, you know what? Did I do it in the rear, not the front? Am I losing my mind? Oh, I know why. It's on the bottom. I have these upside down, that's why. So the fronts I cut about 3 millimeters off of the top of the shock, but I have my shocks flipped. That's why I couldn't find it. That makes a lot of sense. But I'm running this basically in full droop. The chassis is on the axle. There's no suspension play. Same on the rear. And the reason I'm doing that is it gives me a much lower center of gravity. You can kind of see how it looks. I'll go through all the parts that I have on here so you can kind of understand everything. But so we're using the TCV1 negative G kit. I'm using, I believe it's a Flash Hobby 50 kg direct power servo. Really like them. I have 3 of them, I think, in this, and there's another one here. I've been really liking them a lot. And then I'm running this right now on my FlySky GT5 radio. And basically because I need throttle and steering, I'm not using, there's no dig, there's nothing else like that on here. Full droop setup. Shocks are super, super smooth. And as you can see, just includes rubber bands, these black rubber bands, to kind of play around with sucking the rear and front down. The only upgrades I've done on here from his kit is he offers an anti-squat link, a taller riser. So I believe, my understanding is when this is taller in the back, it's going to want to push down on the tires more towards the ground and give you a little bit more, I don't know if traction is the right word, but it'll give you more anti-squat, which should help climbing better. So I have that on there, and I have his comp bumper, so it's a little bit narrower. The other one comes around the outside of the rails. Uses Traxxas body mounts. These are off of Traxxas TRX4 Sport. I'm using the stock Traxxas drive shafts. He includes the front metal drive shaft from the gears to the transfer case, or I guess the transmission to the transfer case. I believe I have a 12-tooth pinion gear. This might actually be a 14. I go for between like 11 and 14 on these. Plenty of wheel speed for what I need. And then my link kit, I'm using Hardcore RC titanium link kit. And they are factory length for the TRX4. I didn't change that. The only thing I changed was I have Traxxas JATO links on the rear to extend the wheelbase a little bit. In the front, I kept stock. I didn't change that. So it's about 13-inch wheelbase on this. I'm running portal covers on the front here, and I'll kind of show that. So I do have portal covers on the front, ready to go with the battery, and I use 1500, I'll grab one of them here. I use Florian 1500 3 cells, and those sit right here. So just a really nice low CG setup. And I've used 650s. I can technically use those 450s I have for my bully, and that would shave weight, kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. So this is the difference in battery size here. So a lot smaller, plenty of power. This would work. You're just not going to last as long. They're a third of the capacity of the bigger ones, but it would work. And I've had no issues with this. I've crawled this. This thing performs beastly. I'll go over the wheels and tires in a second, but it is ridiculous. We were out, me and a couple guys, with some of these, and then there was a Vanquish Phoenix portal kit build. And while it performed great, it honestly, in anything really hard that we can get up, he couldn't follow us. And part of that is your CG is higher. And I have a really great shot from the hobby shop the other day of my Punks 3D Capra four-wheel steer LCG build. And that, I have it faced nose to nose with a Vanquish, and you can see the height difference. And the body's skewed a little bit, but honestly, look at how this is set up. And that's kind of how my Punks is set up as well. It does have a transmission in the center. It's not a I think they call it divorce, I can't remember, but it's not separate transfer case and tranny, but it does work as well. It actually performs just as good as this. So his kit comes with, honestly, it's a really well set up kit, and you don't really have to buy a lot, and that's one reason I really like it. The biggest plus for me from the Negative G kits are they are easy to put together, they make sense when you look at everything. Instructions online are really good, and everything is there. You literally buy his kit, which at this point they're between $315 and $325, and you get the chassis rails, hardware, your spur gear, Robinson Racing, or that might be a Vanquish spur. It's a Vanquish spur. The transmission setup, the transfer case setup. You get the metal drive shaft between the two. You get the 3D printed sliders, the skid. You get the bumper, front and rear. You get the mounts for the servo as well as the body mounts. You do not get the Traxxas mounts themselves, which are like $5. You get the rubber bands, and then links. You can use the stock links, or you can go with something like Hardcore RC, or there's another one I just can't think of the name of right now. And drive shafts, stock drive shafts, and you can do stock shocks too. So what you see, and I haven't really talked about, is the wheels. So these are negative G. These are inverse wheels. They're carbon fiber, and I have one here off. Carbon fiber wheel. I'm running, these are the Vanquish brass hubs on my other, these are off my Capra. But J Concepts ruptures, and inside I'm running the Three Brothers anti-foams. They are ridiculous. You have plenty of squish here. And for side hilling, literally, I mean, you have squish, don't get me wrong, but they're 3D printed. I know it's hard to tell, but if you felt these, you'd be like, wow, the difference is ridiculous. Very easy to do. Way harder to do. So you get really good side hilling, which is important. So being an LCG setup, I'm running droop because I want the suspension to be able to work, but I want it as low as possible for those climbs. I still have plenty of flex. I got about a tire. And to be honest with you, I've crawled a lot. I personally don't think you need more than that. I think guys who are running a lot of flex or they're really high up, you're really hurting your performance. And listen, if you don't care, you don't care. Do what you guys want, right? You don't have to follow anybody else's rules. But that's pretty much it. I'm running, like I said, J Concepts creep body. I cut it, not too crazy, but I cut it. It looks really good on there. Really a sick setup here. You can see the skids angled. And this here is the negative G, CC01. And all that means is it's for the Capra, right? The SCX10 version or the Vanquish version are both called SCV1s. And then there's a conversion part kit you need for the Vanquish axles. But this one, I am running Capra axles, brass hubs, or not, brass portal covers in the front. Same setup. Gearing's probably similar. I don't know what my pinion gear is here. Same servo. This converts your front end to a 3-link. So you do have a pan hard bar here. And know that it's wonky right now because I don't have links. My hardcore RC links are coming. They're on their way. And then the other thing I upgraded is I have his riser link for the Capra axle as well. So that'll give me more anti-squat. I like the way it works on here, so I just ordered it right off the bat. And I did do his half cab sliders. So this comes with normal sliders like that one has. But these are his half cab sliders. They come with body mounts. I have them right here. So little body mounts. And they're going to go in. You have a screw that goes in and holds them in. And I'm going to basically use a half cab of something like the Creep. I have it's a Power Wagon, I believe, from Proline. So that's pretty much it. These are all running the inverse wheels. Really good setup. I have anti-foams in all of these. I've been super, super impressed. And if you guys want a simple kit to put together, something all-inclusive that it's easy to get together. My issue, I just got into the LCG builds, and my issue that I saw was if you don't know exactly what you need between the companies, it's a little confusing. And for someone new to, especially new to RC, it's very daunting to look at a website and go, okay, well, these are the rails, but there's no standoffs. There's no body mounts. There's no skid. You have to pick your own skid and transmission. And well, what works with this? And I did a lot of research and found negative G. And I'm really happy I did. The kits go together really well. I've built 3 of them already. I've been impressed with all of them. And I do have footage of this, and I probably have already posted a little bit in here. And if not, it'll be now. But I think you can't go wrong with these. They're really, really nice. Go together well. They're not difficult to put together if you have a little bit of knowledge building it. And even if you don't, honestly, it's not a hard kit. There's a Negative G Facebook group. Everybody's super helpful. Jess is on there. He's been super helpful. Very easy to get feedback on different things. And a lot of people are testing and tuning. And I've gone against a couple other chassis locally just for fun. And honestly, I've been very impressed with this rig. I don't know what else to say. If it was my money and I wanted something good that I think was going to perform and didn't need a lot of, not fine tuning, but didn't need a lot of figuring out what works, Negative G 100%. So short video review of the Negative G chassis, and I hope you like them. Any questions, let me know. Links will be in the description to his website, and if I can, I'll do the Facebook group as well. But any questions, let me know. They're very cool rigs. I'm looking forward to getting this one out there, and I have no doubt it's going to perform just as good as my TRX4 build. And honestly, taking this out and then running a lesser rig kind of sucks, to be honest, when you realize, like, oh, I can put this down and make things look way easy. And then you pick up something else and you're like, I just did that, no problem. Why can't this get up it? So it might ruin other rigs for you, but if you like performance and you want something that looks cool, easy to go together, and just performs all out, 100%. No doubt in my mind, you'd be very, very happy with something like this. So guys, thanks again. Like, subscribe. Any questions you got, let me know. And till next time.